want to say June of last year. And this is the story. So as a kid, my favorite brand growing up was always Adidas. And not because they're cool ass designs, it's more about what the brand stood for. And to me, that was all day I dream about sports. Today, for example, I rode my bike here. I have a softball game and a hockey game right after. So I like to play a lot of sports. I do drink a lot of beer, so my physique is not reflective of that. But yeah, it's always about sports. And as a kid, it's always easy to play sports. I had a lot of friends that would just meet up for bike rides or have the street hockey or just play basketball. So it's always easy to be active. And this is also before like the digital revolution as well too, right? Like a lot of friends I have now know more about stats than they actually know how to catch a ball, which is kind of sad. So when I tell people let's go play golf, the first thing they tell me is like, well, no, like, how good are the people we're playing with? Or like they get really anxious. And this is why I started creating what I was creating. But we also get older. So you know what? I've worked corporate gigs before and they suck for me. You don't have time to do much, right? You have families, you volunteer, you're doing other stuff. So if people know the benefits of being active, it's just scheduling it in. It's kind of tough. So if you're not a part of a scheduled team, but you want to just play on the fly or have activity in your life, it's really hard to come by. And this is exactly why we created PlayCity. So last summer, I moved into a new condo on 13th and 1st, and we have really good tennis courts. And I'm not a really good tennis player. So I found it interesting that I couldn't find anyone to play tennis with. I'm born and raised in Calgary. I'm on 3 different hockey teams. I have a pretty good network of athletes, but when I wanted to find someone to play tennis with, I would also just find people that wanted to play on the weekends or the evening. And when I finally did meet up to play them, they would just kick my ass because they were so good. Or I would just smash on people, and that was not fun for anybody. So I was like, okay, something's got to give here, right? Like we want to be active, but things are kind of missing. Around the same time, in the summertime, I was researching on Tinder, and it's a lot of research. Yeah. Whatever, man. You're on it too, right? You know. But so I just thought, you know what? It'd be really cool to have preferences and actually choose someone based on your location and what they want to play and when they want to play. So I'm a big believer of referencing cool shit and bringing it into something else. You don't need to reinvent the wheel all the time. So I just started thinking, like, what's a cool way of actually bringing that stuff in, bring it to something that we want to do. So as I had the idea, I would talk to everyone I could around it. Like when I go to the gym, I talk to my trainers and say, when you meet someone, what's your biggest problem when you want to play tennis? And he's like, man, like the scheduling kind of sucks. Or if I do meet them, like their skill level is brutal. If I have an hour to kill and I'm meeting someone and it's just not fun for anybody, I don't want to play that person again. And most people, if they want to play, like I said earlier, they had the same issue as I did. They had anxiety about being the guy that's holding everybody back, or they just didn't really have the time or the people, the know-how to actually play the sport that could potentially be like something brand new for them. So we knew we were onto something, so we started working at it. So the solution that we came up with was connecting you with people who play the same sport, who are in the same skill level, and who are available to play now. Now, when I first started the app, I thought it was important for people to be close to each other to actually play the sport. But when I started talking to more people, they actually said, you know what, like myself included, I drive to Chestermere to play hockey games. I have no problem driving half an hour for a good game. But it's important to have the skill level. So for anyone else that's starting a new project right now, talk to your users early, because that's going to help you iterate really quick. Obviously, that's like normal information and pretty simple stuff, but it actually goes a long way. So when we started our iteration, that was a big part of that. So how does it work? You simply log in through Facebook. And the reason why we use Facebook is so we can actually validate someone's identity. You don't want to meet someone for a run in the alley with the name, you know, Mr. Joe 123 at hotmail.com, right? That would be creepy, and we don't want to do that. So what we also did was we want to make sure that you can choose your skill level as well too. So the algorithm that we have will match you with people that are in the same skill level, same location, and the same sport. Once you've found someone, well, actually, so this is like the Tinder aspect of it. So you do browse, right? You browse based on swiping left to right. And one of the things that I learned, I'll come to later. Sorry?
Does it launch Tinder from within?
No, but if you find, yeah. No, it does not. But if you want to find someone like Alex up there, and she turns out to be single, and you guys hit it off, like cool, man. That's all good.
It's all right, right?
Yeah, it's all gravy, man. So you essentially just browse, right? So it'll tell you the person's skill level, a little bit about themselves and where they're located, and you literally just choose to say yes or no. If they choose yes as well, sure. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. So as soon as you've said yes, and they say yes, which is something I'll come to later, which one of my learnings was a little off, then we go ahead and chat. So one of the things that we just launched right now is a partnership with the City of Calgary that allows us to push people to a certain location. So if you want to play squash and you're in the Northwest, and I can push you towards like the university, for example, based on your coordinates. Or if you're in the South and you want to play golf, I can take you to like Blue Devil, something random as well too, right? So we have sponsored locations. That's also part of our business model. So when I first started the app, I wanted to make sure that the first thing we were tackling was just making people meet. I didn't care where and when you played. So the chat was simple as this. We're connecting you with Mike to play tennis, where you want to play, when you want to play, and that's up to you. So we've gone ahead and changed a little bit about that as well too. To make sure that you're actually chatting with people that are in the sport of preference, we have a drop down as well too. So we don't want to like group everybody in the same sport audience. Because today I'm playing softball, today it could be soccer. I want to meet people that are playing that specific sport at that specific day. So that's why we have the drop down here. So this is something that I kind of took from Cardigan. Like I'm not ashamed to say that. I did reference it a little bit. But we want to make sure that people have a good experience, right? So if you have an hour to kill and someone's showing up 20 minutes late, he's getting a sad face. That's not cool, man, right? Yeah. Or if they play and every time they serve a smash or something that you can't get back, and they just keep screaming like, in your face! you don't want that shit either, right? So that's a no. I don't want to play this guy. Or, you know what, maybe he thinks he's a 5 in tennis, he's actually a 1. You know what I mean? Like, I watch a lot of tennis, I'll kick your ass. No, you suck, man, so don't waste my time. You're bad face. So that gives me the opportunity to actually go and say, look, man, you could actually just adjust your settings so we can actually make a better match, or I'm going to kick you off. So this is who we built it for, right? This is not for everybody, and that's one thing I've learned as well too. Like a lot of people are a little anxious to meet people, and they don't want to do it. So I was like, okay. But if you want to meet new people, if you'd rather be active and then sitting around not do anything on your off times, if you want to meet someone that's in the same skill level, and if you want to play on your schedule, this is the app for you. So what we've done is that we've also tried to take the awkwardness out of all these situations as well too. Like I've been in biz dev pretty much my whole life, so it's okay for me to go up to someone random and say hello and actually ask at the gym if they want to play a sport because I see them walking in with a tennis racket or whatever. Most people don't do that. So we take the awkwardness out of it. You're building a relationship on a shared interest, which in our industry, in our economy, there's nothing bad about that. So from my experience, when I go meet someone, I meet them, and we play a game of whatever it is, and you're actually meeting someone new, which is always cool, and it usually leads to beer. I'll buy the first round, or they'll buy our first round, or whatever it is. Whoever, like sometimes we bet, and whoever loses will pay. But you start chatting about life. You're figuring out who the other person is, and next thing you know, it could be, if it's, I don't know, someone that you're attracted to, and she's single, or he's single. Why not? Go for that. Or it's like a potential business relationship. When I had my company, Joy Media, and I was doing biz dev, 8 out of my 10 first deals were people that I played hockey and tennis with. It was crazy. But you meet people on a shared interest, and you're not faking that LinkedIn. I saw your interest was bowling, and you have to make some kind of spiel when you're in their office, right? Like, oh, my hand's sore from bowling this weekend, and they're like, oh, you bowl? It's like, no, man, I just lied, but you caught me. So we're trying to make it a genuine connection, all right? So that's what we're doing. And then you get a left-handed handshake. Isn't that awkward? But that's what happens. Business gets done off the golf course. You know what I mean? Like, I don't shake hands left-handed, but that's a pretty good deal going down if it's a left-handed handshake. Yeah, take a look at that. That's hilarious. Turns out being active actually is good for you as well too. Like I used to work for a company called Viva Metrica, and what we did was we would pull stats from your analytics on wearable devices like a Fitbit and Garmin or whatever, and we could tell you your relative risk for developing a disease based on your level of activity. So it's pretty simple to know. Yeah, check them out. Check them out. If you are more active, not only are you just being a better person, you actually feel better, but you're helping yourself towards things that you can actually mitigate, right? Like depression or stress or anxiety or better sleep. So I'm not the scientific dude, but check it out. It's easy. It's there.
What are they called?
Viva Metrica.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been fortunate enough to have a pretty solid team to keep us focused. A lot of times when you are starting an app, you want to do the world for the world, and then you're on a limited budget. But you also want to do something great, and you want to be the best at that as well too, right? So we had a ton of ideas when we started, but we've had a team, and not only the team that we have, but also the people that are like my brand ambassadors now, the guys that I bought my shirt and my hats. They've given us feedback, right? Like, would you use this, and why would you not use this? We don't want to build a shitty product. They believe in us, so we want to make sure that we're giving something valuable to them. So how are we scaling, I guess you can say, in Calgary? Like, our goal is to have a community in every city. We're going to start off in Canada. Like, we are pretty big in Calgary, well, relatively speaking. We're all right in Calgary. We'd like to get better. You guys should all download the app right now. And we're going towards Vancouver, Toronto, and Edmonton, and Montreal as well too. But this is how we're doing it. We're going after municipalities. We got really lucky to go with the city of Calgary. They had a need that we filled, right? They want to build a community of healthy, connected citizens. But if you look at what they actually want to do on the business side of things, is like they want to promote their off-peak hours for their facilities. So if you match on my app, and I can push you to one of their facilities at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is actually dead, that's a win-win for both of us. So they sponsor my app, I push people there, we're both happy. It's the same thing for universities as well too. Like, I went to UC and I skipped a shit ton of school. But I was, sorry, I did, yeah. But I skipped, but I would go play sports, not knowing that actually in my fees, I'm paying for like world-class facilities at the UC. So it's pretty dumb of me to do that. So they're trying to make sure that people don't do that. So promote networking, being active at school, meet new people. This is the people that you're gonna actually be like in your cohort when you get older, but also take advantage of the facilities. And then rec facilities is also like a no-brainer as well too. So if you're at the Talisman Center and you're in the deep southwest and you want to meet up for, say, basketball drop-in, I can push you towards that location. So that's the people that we're partnering with. So here are my milestones. I had the idea in the summer of last year. I did some traveling, and when I came back, we started developing in about December. I met Tim from James Siegel, who's one of my main advisors here, in January, and he started crushing code because he had some time in his schedule. So we partnered with the city of Calgary in March, so basically our second or third month in, and then April was our iOS launch, and now we're actually working on our Android launch for next week. And what we have going right now is some of the partnerships that I'll be promoting are like the Talisman Center, Spoken Studio in the Loft building at the UFC, and some like golf courses. So we have a goal for 1,000 users at the end of June and July, and hopefully you guys can help us get there. So if I had to talk about learnings, it goes back to focus, right? Like what's the first good thing? What's the main thing that you want to get done from your app? When we first started, we had two types of users. We had people that wanted to play now, and then we had people that wanted to play on Thursday at 10 o'clock. Because there's scheduling and things like that as well too. So there's so many facets to the app as well too. And every meeting we had, we would strip down, and we're like, okay, the soul of our app is actually connecting someone in real time. My biggest issue when I was sitting in my condo on my couch was like, man, I want to play tennis now, and I don't know anyone to play with. So that was the one thing that we wanted to fix. So keeping that to core was really important to keep us focused and on schedule as well too. Startups can be shitty for sure. Like, they're pretty awesome in terms of like you're building something cool and you have a lot of assumptions based on where you think things are going to go. But a lot of times you explode and you get a lot of media, and next thing you know, the users aren't using your app, and you're like, shit, what the hell happened? And I thought we had something that's just going to explode, right? But if you don't actually get user feedback and put your ego aside, you will die. Your users dictate how it's going to work, right? I thought the app was going to work just like Tinder. You match with somebody based on a mutual interest, and then you start chatting. Turns out that takes way too long. So I'm getting a lot of people that are swiping and getting no matches. So what I've changed now is the ability just to basically poke someone, and don't take the Tinder aspect of that. But invite someone to play right now. So if I invite you and I see you online, you get a notification to say, do you want to play with the fees now or no? So it's much more real time. So we've actually changed that around. I know a lot of friends that have started apps and don't get any kind of traction because they're too married to their idea. They think they've killed it the first time, and that's usually not the case, right? So get a bunch of users if you can. Talk to your friends. Get people that are actually going to be like your ambassadors, and just be real with them. Like I love it. I love feedback. I love constructive criticism. I don't appreciate haters and all that other shit, but at the same time, it's like, okay, what are you hating about so I can change that? just be open to all of it, right? So this is something that my friend sent me, who owns a co-working space in Thailand, and this is what he tells all of his new startups in there as well too, right? So you want to iterate. I did things a little differently as well too. I'm a fan of bootstrapping. I don't like to be stretched too thin and actually talk to people about financing while I'm trying to just figure out the app. So when I scale, I'll scale. And when I raise funds, that's what we'll be doing. So we want to make sure that we actually spend the money right as well. So that's my app. We've launched in April. We're launching our Android next week. I'm excited to all the stuff that we've actually got going for us. We made some cool partnerships. I'd like to build a case study in Calgary and actually take that to different cities because it actually does make sense. I appreciate any feedback or any questions that you may have. Yeah, thanks.
Generally, this is where we'll have like a Q&A where we get to have some questions and pummel poor Hafiz here with extras. So who's got questions? Just to stand up and just say it out loud. You're go.
Okay, go for it.
Do you make money? And if not, how do you plan to make money out of your life?
Yeah, that's usually the first question people ask. Currently, no, I don't make money. But here's the plan, okay? So when I build a kick-ass product that people actually have value and add value to their lives, to have a bunch of users, then I have a targeted audience for specific sponsors, like the Talisman Center or different racket centers or whatever it is. And we're also going another route as well too, is like premium features as well too. So like an app like Tinder, 75% of the revenue comes from 10% of the user base. So if you're not familiar with Tinder, what happens is that if you pay $25 a month, or that might have changed now, you may get like unlimited swipes, or you can change your location. This is all research, man. I got to do all this. All right? Yeah. I'm getting a match right now. Someone's here. Yeah, but that's how we make money. But my core value prop has to be like solid before I even ask for cash, and that's why I partner with the city. I'm going for big user bases, like the universities and the cities, so I can go to like a retailer and say, look, I have like 5,000 users to play tennis. How much is it valuable to have like a push notification to all of them about a promotion that you have or whatever it is, right? Yeah, so that's our plan. So it's a free app for people to download. And eventually I'll start talking to people that are like power users that want to change the location or have group messaging or maybe like tracking scores, for example, right? If you want to start, like I want to gamify it as well too, so you actually get things like you played with 20 people this month, maybe you want to track your scores and your history and stuff like that. So if you're a power user, you can start paying for that, and we'll put you into a community and have promos and things like that for sure. So yeah. I think it'd be really cool because here's my thing, right? I lived in Bangkok for 6 months with my previous company. I didn't know a single person out there except my business partner that was also living out there. Through Facebook, I met a bunch of expats and we played hockey, and I had like access to 250 people right away. I played on different tournaments or whatever it was. So I know sports brings people together. That's sure.
It's on your website, PlayCity now. It used to be One Play. What was the business strategy?
Oh, yeah. So that's kind of one of the lows as well too. I forgot about that. So our first initial website name was Wanna Play, and I thought it'd be cool. And I was the only one that thought it was cool, but I was ego again. I was like, yeah, wannaplay.ca. It's got a cool got a cool ring, right? It rolls off your tongue.
What were some of the other names you had?
Wanna Play was the first one, but then we fully found out that Canadian Tire had trademarked that like a few months earlier.
Oh, shit.
So we're like, yep, I'm not going against that one. Right. But I did PlayCity, 2 words, and then I found out after, which is a good lesson for everybody else. Do your SEO and search properly first. Because I did a trademark search for Canada and PlayCity was available. But now, every time someone launches or searches PlayCity, a Mexican casino comes up. And that is not me.
Soon
yeah,
needed, man.
Maybe.
Soon.
I'll tell your motives, man. Yeah. Somewhere in Mexico.
R&D,
yeah. Someone this week, Anisha actually brought this to my attention, stole our logo in Argentina because they have a PlayCity matinee, like Argentinian club. So they literally ripped off my logo. So I'm dealing with that shit as well too. But yeah, pick a name that's not too obscure, but do your research because it's kind of just one of those things that's annoying to deal with, right? So now I have an email that's wannaplay.ca because I put in the work for that, and now my URL is playcityapp.com. So it's a little disconnect, but here's the story, and it is what it is for now. Yeah.
It's the story, man. It's the part of the story.
It's all learning, right? Like that's my thing, man. You win or you learn.
Yeah. I noticed only iOS version. When is Android coming?
So we did have an iOS version with the whole Tinder aspect of it, of the matching. We're changing that this week. So iOS version 2 is coming out this week, and so is Android. So Android should be launched this week as well too. So I'll let everyone know here based on like Twitter and whatnot when Android will be launched. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm creating a community based on values that make sense to all of us, right? So like the deal with the city again was to like say, we're going to push people to a location, but at the same time, their bigger objective was to create a community of citizens. So we're using our marketing to work with them. The deal I have with the city is that they're putting me in 75 of their like facilities. So when you go inside like a hockey arena, for example, you'll see to meet someone new in Calgary, use PlayCity. Or maybe sometimes you have anxiety to meet someone else and actually be active, use PlayCity. So we're using like that kind of marketing for sure. And then like the spin studio that we're working with right now as well too, they actually own the Aloft building that's in the UFC. So for every single person that comes to like that hotel to stay, they'll get a welcome package to say, use this and be active in our city. So I'm also like biking around, I'm doing a lot of signage. I spend a lot of money on signage actually. And I'm decaling on my car, getting some sweet rims. No, stuff like that. No, I'm just kidding. No rims. Sorry.
Is this what you do full time or?
It is full time, yeah. So I did have a company called Joy Media that I started in 2007 that I sold to my partners in 2014. So I'm fortunate to have a little bit of funding for myself. So I have been bootstrapping and investing myself, yeah. Anybody else? Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.